All right, so grind, season 1, episode 1, starting here in the Montevallo boat shed. What do we got rocking here?
Florida, Harris Chain Lakes.
Yep.
Drove in last night, get here to leave this morning, and Shelby County decided to have construction on our boat shed.
Let's just go take a look down there. So like, here we go. We're walking through the boat shed. We got everyone's stuff. You're gonna notice a load of gravel. So we got a load of gravel right there that the dump truck driver just so graciously dumped right in front of that Blue Phoenix down there, which is mine, the vessel that we are currently trying to take to Florida. But unfortunately, the load of gravel is currently in the way. All right, we got good news. The county just showed up with another dump truck load of gravel, but that kind gentleman over there said that he is willing to move the dirt. So this might be a small victory on the way to there. All right, we're out of the boat shed, finally. It is 1:48. 12:48. Really 1:48 Eastern time. We lose an hour worth of travel, so it's gonna end up being about a 9-hour drive. We are packed in here, tight as could be, in the green bean, fixing to get after it. Like I said, 9-hour drive, 9 hours of rocking out. I'll keep you all posted as we head down there if we have any more adventures. As far as it's been, I really hope that we're out of adventures for today, but with this crew, it's always interesting. There is never any telling what we're fixing to run into. All right, well, the series is all supposed to be about showing the real side of college fishing, and this is the real side. We're probably 10 miles past Tallahassee on the way to the Harris Chain, and we have the trailer jacked up right now. Never had a problem with this trailer up until now. Go figure. I actually have a brake pad stuck on the back side back there. University of Montevallo pit crew showed up. Easton's under the boat getting it fixed.
I'm just management here.
Peanut gallery. That's us.
What I do best.
Thanks, guys. Yep. Well, we found out that it was not the brake. It was most definitely the bearing. The bearing is completely dickered. It's yeah, it's not supposed to move like that, I don't think. So the fender is off. We're going to the O'Reilly's to get either a bearing, or at the minimum we're going to get some ratchet straps and get it off the ground and limp our way back to Florida. So that's where we're at right now. Always an adventure. Big shout out to Easton and Nick for stopping and letting us borrow their labor and their vehicle and pretty much everything. So yep. It's Easton again. Should be it. Yep. For sure. Yep. The gang. This is fucked, Rick. Thank God for Scott and his extensive knowledge of how to fix boats.
Do you have any deep creep or anything?
No.
Do they have WD-40 inside or no way?
Nope.
You can.
We catch any fish?
We're headed. We're trying to get there.
Yeah, all right. It is now 1 o'clock, after 1 o'clock in the morning. We left at noon. We have been sitting here changing this bearing for five and a half hours. Thank God a tow truck guy showed up. I mean, he pulled into the gas station looking for a Mountain Dew and came back with a whole lot more than that, but he pulled in and he helped us. He beat on that damn bearing for probably 2 hours to try and bust it loose, and we finally got it to go. So we got the new bearing on there. Like I said, we got another 3 hours before we make it to Harris Chain, so we're probably gonna run on 2 hours of sleep maybe, if we even decide to go to sleep, and gonna get after it in the morning. Hopefully we don't run into any other trailer problems, but we'll make it. Hey, would you look at that? We finally made it to the hotel in Florida, and there's no parking. Kind of could have guessed this. There she is, ready to roll. She was a thirsty girl today. These here are going to be incredibly crucial for Team No Sleep. So once we finally made it to the chain, our plan day one of practice was to pretty much lock down in Lake Dora. It was an area that had been good in the past on the Harris chain. It was a good place to start. It was a very bite-sized lake that you could break down in a pretty limited amount of time. And I figured we were already going to be pretty tired just with the no sleep throughout the night. So we were gonna lock down in there, do a lot of scanning, a little bit of fishing, and just kind of get a landscape of what the grass is setting up like, what got sprayed, what didn't, and see kind of where some of the shell was, and just look at some of the places that we marked before the tournament and see if there was the grass or the shell that we were looking for there. Some of the key areas that we were looking for in Dora were anywhere where you thought kind of coming into it there would be grass. A lot of this stuff out here in like 10 to 15 did not really play. A lot of the grass was growing shallower than I had originally expected, so it was a lot of stuff just off the Kissimmee grass line, kind of right there, close to the bank but still offshore. So just looking at Dora, some of the areas where we found stuff were kind of in here. I know that there was a bunch of people who did really well in the tournament in that area. Any of these really obvious points were good areas to find shell, and any of these kind of slack back areas were good to find the eelgrass and the hydrilla that we were looking for. About halfway through our first day of practice, we kind of got blown off at Dora. We couldn't really fish some of the stuff that we had marked, and we had kind of gotten bored with the graphing, so we ran through Bouclair into the start of the Apopka Canal and ran to this set of canals here, kind of mid Apopka Bouclair Canal before the lock on the Bouclair side, and seen some stuff that kind of indicated that there was going to be a wave of spawning fish moving up. And just with the information that I had gathered on before getting to the Harris chain, Apopka was going to be the place that I felt most comfortable if there was a wave of fish moving up to do really well in. So that's kind of where we headed to for day two. So going into day two of practice, we had decided that we were going to go over and take a look at Lake Apopka, at least spend a day over there between the lake and the canal. Lake Apopka is a massive, massive lake compared to everything else on the chain, especially coming off of Dora the day before. It was fairly intimidating when you first put the boat in the water just because of the size of the lake. We started off right away by making a ride around the lake and just kind of looking for anything that was different. The whole thing looked so similar that any irregularity, like difference in the grass or difference in depth, was kind of what we marked and what we went back and fished later in the day. As you've seen in the clips, we had some fish come out of some of these canals, kind of these farm ditches on the north end up here. It didn't feel like they were back there yet. It felt like we were still a little early back there. The water temp wasn't quite right. So we opted for some of these areas down here on the south end where there was some of these isolated pad stretches and stuff. At the time, I thought the fish were spawning in there, so we kind of picked and choose which ones we set the hook on and shook off some, so the footage didn't look like really great from practice over there, but we did shake off a bunch of fish and see a bunch of fish sign that there was a potential for a really big bag to come out of Apopka. So rolling into the third day, we were kind of looking for a reason not to go there. The gamble with Apopka is the massive run that's involved. Miles and miles of canal to get back to Bouclair and Dora. There's a lock in between them. a lot of no wake zone, so it's a fairly time-consuming run to get down there. But it was a gamble that we were willing to take because we did not see the fishing pressure that we thought we would see, and it was that much better than our first day on Dora for us to want to make that run down there in the tournament.
Up a Sanko.
Hey, Don. That is Beal.
That is Beal. Got one. That's a big one. I saw him.
Was it?
The side was that big.
Damn. So we showed up at the ramp the morning of the tournament, still not sure where we were going 100%. We said that we were going to kind of weigh our options after we got our boat number, and we ended up drawing boat number 16, which for going to Apopka is a really good boat number. It gets you over there earlier than everybody else. You don't end up backed up at the lock. So it was almost a no-brainer for us after then to say that we are going to make the run. We had some teammates that were making the run with us, so we had that insurance factor that if something did go wrong, we would be okay. And they were agreeing with us as far as the size and the numbers and the average size of fish over there being that much better than the rest of the chain. So the run to Apopka is kind of difficult to judge as far as how long it's going to take and how long you should leave to get back, because there's a lot of no wakes. You have to go through the Dead River. You can run through Eustis, and then there's the big long no wake canal between Eustis and Dora that eats up a lot of time as well. So it's tough because if you get caught behind a boat or something going through the no wake zone, it can take much longer than it did in the morning, or if there's pleasure boater traffic through there. So that was one of the big concerns that we had going to Apopka, but ultimately the risk was much better than the reward. When we got to the lock, we were greeted with open lock doors and no one in front of us, which was a little bit shocking to us. We didn't have any friends going up there in that lock load. As we were pulling our boat in, more people showed up, but we were home free at this point. We just needed to get down there and catch them quick, because we did not have a whole lot of time to fish. He's gonna have to go though. Don't really want to keep him around long.
side.
Okay.
It's not big, but
Good one. Damn. Chunky butt. Hey, what do you got, Scott?
number 2.
Came off the edge, huh?
Yep.
Low.
Corey's coming up next, and Scott Sleds. They're representing Montevello. Good bag of fish. All right, here we go. 5 fish in the bag. Good bag of fish. 16 pounds, 3 ounces. 16.3. That's going to put you at third place right there, guys. Good job, gentlemen.
All right, so as you guys seen, me and Scott ended up weighing in 16.3 on 5. We were not sure if that was going to be enough to get us in the cut, but it ultimately was plenty enough. We finished in 14th. Montevallo ended up having 4 of those qualification spots. We ended up being the 4th place team on Montevallo. So it was a good week for everyone. Ultimately, that was the goal that we were looking to accomplish when we went down there. We went down there to kind of scout for the Bassmaster tournament and get the MLF qualification out of the way. That's all I got for this one, guys. I'd like to thank you for watching the video. I plan on doing these for the rest of the MLF ones that I fish, if I fish anymore, and then all the Bassmaster ones that we fish. So I appreciate you guys watching the video. Tag a friend or something, just kind of get the word out about it, because I do plan on doing more of these. So thank you guys for watching, and stay tuned for the next one.